Hi, I'm Lynda Katz Wilner, founder and director of Successfully Speaking. Watch this excerpt from a recent presentation to learn about the services we provide.
Let's talk a little bit about facial expressions. We want our facial expressions to be genuine. We want to smile appropriately. I always tell this story about somebody I know who smiles all the time, and she's telling horrible stories about the sickness of her family, and she has a grin on her face, and I find it extremely uncomfortable to talk to her. And it's been 20 or 30 years that I know this person. But it's out of sync, and there's something, you don't know, is she happy? Is she unhappy? I'm getting such mixed signals, and it's very awkward. Then I'm sure you know people who show no expression when they're talking. So basically, their face is blank and they're delivering news. I worked with somebody who told me he runs a whole company, and he was giving the report to his team, and he said, this was a really good quarter. We had a great quarter. No facial expression, no tone in his voice. And he came to me for coaching for obvious reasons, but nothing was exuding what he was trying to say. So the words, that 7%, was not being supplemented by any of the visual or the vocal. I don't want you to move your eyebrows so much, but you want to be animated. But the lack of facial expression changes the message. Eye contact. Now, everybody knows eye contact is important, but the question is, how do you use it? And you have to also be aware of many cultural differences, because in many cultures, eye contact is not, lack of eye contact is showing respect. And so we have to understand other cultures, and other cultures need to understand what the American culture is like, that you need to have eye contact. I worked with a doctor many years ago who was from India, and he knew he was staying here in this country. And he said, although typically he wouldn't make eye contact with elderly patients because it's a sign of respect, he learned that he had to do that if he wanted to develop rapport with his patients. So there are exceptions, but ideally you want to have eye contact. Now, when you have eye contact, though, you want it to be genuine eye contact. Have you ever talked to somebody who's trying to have good eye contact, and they're staring at you the whole time, and you want to say, just take your eyes off me. Stop staring. It's too intense. And again, so it's good to have eye contact for 3 or 4 seconds, but break away for a minute and then come back. When you're not talking, you can break away. But if you're just staring at that person the whole time, it's almost invasive. Somebody's invading your space when they do that. On the other hand, if you think of a situation, and I've been in this situation where you're networking and talking to people, and you're having eye contact with somebody, and you're talking to them, and they're looking at the door at the people coming in the room. Now, how do I feel about that person? Do I want to continue to talk to that person? Or do I think that person's just not engaged with me? And observing these things are also helpful for you to know when to move on. So you can judge people for interviews, you can judge people for sincerity, you can judge people who you want to talk to, and just see how attentive they are to you. So as much as you want to be aware of your own body language, it's a great way to read other people's. Visit our website to learn more about our materials, products, and services.